ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one and all, to a brand new edition of the Quinn Spinn. Oh, there was no pause there. Oh, I threw you off, didn't I? Anyway, I'm your host, Quinn. At least that's how I'm known here on the program, and at this point, really nowhere else. And I'm back here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more for another rousing and riveting installment of the official podcast of Underground Music Collective, the final installment of 2025. So here it is, coming out New Year's Eve, our 2025 year in review. And for this episode, I brought on Scotty Rock and Elle from our OG fam here at the Quinn Spinn to send the year off in style. We get into our events that we're most proud of from the year, as well as our hopes for 2026. And also, there's a very inappropriate word that Elle gives us, true to form, returning once a year, like Santa Claus, to deliver her segment to all the boys and girls who didn't see it coming. Anyway, here's the episode. Enjoy it. And Happy New Year. All right, everyone. As you heard at the top of the show, it is our final episode 2025 year in review featuring the OG fam. And from the OG fam, we have joining us Scotty Rock
Hey.
and a stranger who we haven't seen in a while. We have the return of Elle to the show. Brock
I'm
Elle
back.
herself making a special part-time appearance.
Yes.
So happy holidays.
Happy
Brock,
holidays as well.
yes. Happy to have you here. So what's new, y'all? What's new?
What's new? You wanna?
Um, what is new? You haven't been here in a while. I
I
think
know.
you should give up what's new.
When was the
Yeah.
last time I was here?
Not this calendar year. Maybe not even last
Wow.
calendar
What is new? My hair grew longer.
year. Mine too. I got
Yours
You,
it looks
you
nice.
switched to a busier corner, right?
Yes.
That's your joke you used to
I
make.
know, but it's not supposed to come from
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry.
Let me think what else is going on in my world. No, just, being an adult, working and taking care of the kids. I know it's
Yeah.
hard to bring them to work, if you know what I'm saying. I can't really do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's kind of a conflict of interest, in certain
When
ways.
their
Yeah.
bus drives by, it's a little awkward.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, it's just different from the bus stop. Like, yeah, at least
Not so
there's
much.
no.
That's
Okay,
where she knows people are going to be at the bus stop, so it's guaranteed.
that's true. Yeah, you do get the foot traffic. Anyway, well, Glad to hear things are well. Things are
Yes.
well. Yeah. And Mr. Rock, I've seen you a lot more recently. So
Yes. Same old, same old. Starting a diet next week. I don't know when this is airing. So I guess by the time it's airing,
You'll probably be on the
I'll be
diet.
on the diet.
yeah, it's December
Um,
15th. This is the December
okay.
15th episode. Yeah.
So yeah, I started a diet last week.
Mhm.
It's going great.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah.
Uh, Coach would be proud.
Coach McQuakes. Yes,
Would be
God rest his
proud.
soul. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so I mean, it hasn't happened yet. I'm a little nervous
Mhm.
um because I haven't done this in a while. So, it's going to be tough, but I can do it,
He
and
has support from me.
I have support, and gotta be strong and be brilliant.
Yes, I'm on day 6. Or
Oh
no,
yeah.
actually, if this is next week, so I do it that week
It's hard to
after.
do. It's hard to do the math.
Day 14, I have no clue. I'm 2 weeks into this. So I've been, we're supporting each other, which is nice.
Yeah, no, it's
I got a
great.
head start.
Yeah. So with that head start, what wisdom would you impart to your husband, Mr. Rock, about the diet and the process of it?
I would just not call it a diet. I'd say just being healthier and turn it into more of a lifestyle. Um, I would say give yourself, this is my big thing, give yourself a cheat day. Once it really works. Um, and don't punish yourself and always
Mhm.
it's easier said than done, but like if you slip up, you get right back on. That's okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I think like moderation is key, right? I think,
Absolutely.
and we'll get into this in all the year and review stuff later, but I think for me, one of my big takeaways from the year is like, you don't have to be hard on yourself and take yourself so seriously all the freaking time, right? Like just in a life sense. But I think, that also comes down to like, all right, generally try to be healthy and toe that line, but if you end up stopping through a drive-through once a week, it's not the end of the world, right? Like you're gonna have those moments. And the thing that I think I've found for me is like in the times where I've tried to be perfect or have all the answers or, at least present as such, those have been some of the most, deeply miserable experiences of my life, right? Because you're trying to put on this facade of perfection, right? And it's
Right.
not you. And, I think that in every area of our lives, like, you have to give yourself the grace to not be perfect, right?
You're only
And
human.
yeah, you're only human. You're only human.
You
And
understand?
yeah, and I understand. I understand. And I think after 2025, better than ever, better than ever, it's been a fun year. It's been the most successful year over here. But also like it seems it would have seemed counterintuitive to me before this year, but it's also been the year where like I've kind of relaxed in terms of just, how like in terms of like the sense of balance that I feel, like I'm allowing myself just to like take some time and balance things out and like, when you need to gain distance from one thing, you go and you work on another thing and you come back fresh, and I think it's been a process over the past few years. But I feel like I've really turned a corner on it this year. And I think, it comes with that idea of like, okay, you don't have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, as we've seen on the internet, people who claim to be perfect are just as flawed as us, right? Like there's no such thing.
No such
Um,
thing.
and so you got to give yourself the grace. And as long as you're making progress, day by day, then that's what matters, right?
Day by
So,
day. Amen.
To add to that,
yeah.
I've actually been thinking a lot more about the fact that we're only put on this earth once,
Hmm.
and we need to make the best of it and do our best, but also enjoy the life that we have because who knows? Maybe we'll come back, maybe we won't. But
Preach
this
on.
is it,
Mm.
Yeah.
Preach on.
So, as much as, you want to be very, what's the word? What's the word for this?
Strict.
Regimented,
Oh,
Yeah.
regimented. Um, it's okay. It's okay to live a little,
Yeah.
and you should live a little because this is it.
Yeah.
You got one life. You got to make the best of it. And, we should all enjoy a little bit of our one life on this earth.
Live your
going
life.
back to
Yeah.
eating healthy and I guarantee you stay on, being good, following whatever you're following, a health routine longer if you give yourself once a week. You give
Or
yourself or more. You give
a holiday or
yeah,
something.
you give yourself that time because it'll only prolong, what you're trying to do and achieve and live with because most people when they're too perfect they slip
Mhm.
up. It's all or nothing. So to
Yeah.
be kind to yourself
Hmm.
and don't even just say, okay, I'll let myself slip up once or time. Put it in there where it's not going to be a slip up. It's you're allowed
It's
to
planned.
do this
Yeah.
and it's part of the schedule and I enjoy my cheat day because
Yeah.
I work hard and
Mhm.
I'm able to go farther with it. And
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
not, I say I'm 2 weeks into it, but beforehand I had, given up a little bit, which is okay. But before that I was very, working on myself and I lost a ton of weight. The hardest part, I gave myself the days to be lenient with myself and I put it in my schedule. I lost a lot. And then I think getting the hard part is getting back on. Once
Mhm.
you're back on, you kind of, it feels like muscle memory in a sense. Um, for the
It's not
no,
going to feel
no,
like that
no.
for me.
All right. Well,
I'm very scared.
but once you're on it, like you're good.
I know.
Like what
I
if
just
you
got
have
to
to go
get,
through
I
the
get
it's
it.
not
Yeah,
easy.
the
You have to go
withdrawal
through the
and the,
tough,
yeah,
withdrawal. It's
yeah.
withdrawal. But
Yeah.
do what you got to do. If you have to sleep, I know us having two kids, it's not easy, but if I can't be there physically, mentally, I'm like, Adam, I just gotta rest for a little bit. Scotty, I didn't mean to do that. Scotty,
Scotty
I
Rock,
Is
don't.
the
there another
Adam voice.
man?
Sorry, but if I need to go like sleep to get through the night and just to say I did it, for the first
Mhm.
few days, first week,
Yeah.
do what you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the idea of planning your cheat meal because I do that every Saturday. Wendy's $5 biggie bag. Ugh.
Nice. Do you eat the
$5 big.
Wendy's? Do you eat the Wendy's tendies?
No, I do the biggie bag with the shoot, what is it? Uh, the double
The
cheeseburger?
bacon
I don't know.
cheeseburger or
So
the
good.
Yeah, one of those. One of those. $5 biggie bag. It's
oh, now
on.
I want Wendy's.
Oh, I do too.
Nuggets with the sweet chili sauce. Yep. And you know what? Coach McQuakes may not like hearing this, wherever he is in this world. But the fact is, I go to the gym every day. I generally eat pretty well. Maybe I eat a little more trash here than there once in a while, and I shouldn't, but then I dial it back, right? It's all about, moderation, right? And Scotty, I loved your point too, live your life,
Yeah.
because as a geriatric millennial, as we're
Oh
called,
God,
like I realize like I'm 38, I'm going to be 39, like as of right now
you're a baby.
Yeah,
at
I'm
this point
full
in
on
American
geriatric.
society,
I'm not
though.
even the millennial.
Well, yeah, that's true. But
Am I a millennial?
but at this point in American society, our life expectancy is 78. I'm at halftime right now. And so, yeah, I think this year too, like I've realized, like there's a whole world outside of this UMC stuff that I want to create as well. There are other parts of life that have nothing to do with all of this that I also want to start to be able to dedicate some time to, right? And so it's helped shift my focus, but also like it's in the enjoyment of life that you find ways to create those things within your world. Yes, I'm talking about like a family at some point and all that, but how's that start? Well, you actually have to like do something other than sit at your laptop or, work somewhere. You
You
actually have to
gotta be
go out.
proactive.
Yeah, you actually have to meet people, right? And so it's been a good year for that. Again, no bites, no prospects, but at least not yet. But
The year's
you know,
not over.
it is essentially over for reasons we were ranting about, or I was ranting about before we hit record. Um, yeah, I mean, pretty much at this point in the year, for context there, I'm just waiting to simulate to January at this point because everything slows down. I don't like slowing down, but you're forced to slow down because everything slows down. But what that makes this is a great time to do all this reflection that we're doing here so far on this
Yeah.
episode, and we continue to do on this episode. But in the words of the Dirty Heads, live your life because you ain't gonna live it twice. That is
Yeah.
not for your
Oh,
ears.
I like that. Say that again.
Live your life because you ain't gonna live it twice.
Yeah, that's
You know?
that's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, yeah. And that's not the something for your ears today, although it would have been had I thought of that before this episode and knew where this was going to go. But I've got a special something for your ears that I also alluded to on the previous episode that Scotty and I did together. So
Hmm.
if you listen to that episode, you already know what it is. If you didn't, hold tight. But it also ties into this year in a very impactful moment that I experienced, which we also covered on the episode, which I'm now going to put a little thing up in the corner so you can click on it, bookmark that for after you're done with this one. And we'll come back to all the reflection stuff in a minute. But first, you know what it's time for. It is time for the final installment of 2025.
Ooh.
I think there've only been two or three, or maybe four. How many? We didn't do that many of these, but we've come on here, late in
Yeah,
the
I want
year.
to say at least four. We did two, at least two with JD.
Yeah, and then the two with us. So this is number
Yeah,
four of
yeah.
four for 2025, and there will be more in 2026. But let's send them out on a good note, Scotty. No pressure.
Hmm.
Let's give the nice people some stupid news with Scotty Rock.
All right. I think I'm back with this one. I don't want to
You're
be too
back.
cocky. I don't want to be too cocky, but I'm proud of this one.
All right, all right.
Um, let's see. APnews.com and the headline reads, there's a lot of stupid people in this article. So I excited to dissect it a little bit afterwards.
An ensemble cast of stupidity, you're
Yeah.
saying.
Um, Thai woman found alive in coffin after being brought in for cremation.
I heard about that.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, for the people who haven't, I'm going to
I
tell
no,
you.
no, no, no. Keep going.
And this is out of Thailand, obviously. A woman in Thailand shocked temple staff when she started moving in her coffin after being brought in for cremation. Um, Bear with me, I'm going to massacre this name. Wat Rat Prahong Tam, a Buddhist temple in the province of Nathaburi on the outskirts of Bangkok, posted a video on its Facebook page showing a woman lying in a white coffin in the back of a pickup truck, slightly moving her arms and head, leaving temple staff bewildered. Pirate Sudthup, the temple's general and financial affairs manager, told the Associated Press on Monday that the 65-year-old woman's brother drove her from the province of
Oh, Jesus.
Pitsanlok
Don't even try
to
anymore.
be cremated. They heard a faint knock. He said they heard a faint knock coming from the coffin. I was a bit surprised, so I asked them to open the coffin, and everyone was startled. He said, I saw her opening her eyes slightly and knocking on the side of the coffin. She must have been knocking for quite some time. According to her brother, his sister had been bedridden. His sister was the woman who they brought in. She had been bedridden for about 2 years when her health deteriorated and she became unresponsive, appearing to stop breathing 2 days ago. The brother then placed her in a coffin and made the 300-mile journey to a hospital in Bangkok to which the woman had previously expressed a wish to donate her organs to. The hospital refused to accept the brother's offer as he didn't have an official death certificate. He then said his temple offers a free cremation service, which is why his brother approached them on Sunday, but was also refused due to the missing document. The temple manager said that while he was explaining how to get the death certificate, is when they heard the knocking. They then assessed her and sent her to a nearby hospital. The abbot said the temple would cover her medical expenses. I don't know if she lived. I don't know what happened after that, but I think there are a plethora of dumb idiots in this.
Yeah.
Stupid
That
idiot.
brother, yeah,
Yeah.
that
The
brother seemed
brother.
pretty quick to
Yeah,
Well,
send her
she's
in.
dead. Let's just throw her in the trunk and it just
Yeah.
like
right.
what?
But like, what temples offer free cremation services? Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of shady practices over there in Thailand.
Like I my first question, yeah, the brother, you're correct. Like, wouldn't you like do a little more diligence to make sure she was actually dead? Because it sounds like he was just like, oh, well, she's in bed. No, she's not moving. She hasn't woken up. Well, all right, let's just
Yeah.
plop her there.
Hey, you awake?
Yeah.
No? No?
I
Okay.
mean, did he even check her pulse? Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think he takes the cake as far as stupidity. There's enough
Yeah.
stupidity there for everybody. And I also wonder why um the first place they went refused, right?
The
Like,
hospital. Well, the
the
hospital
hospital.
refused because she didn't have a death certificate.
Yeah, it's like here, my sister's dead. Have her
Well, that
organ.
just proves right there, like, you don't get a death certificate because she's not
Yeah,
dead.
right. But then wouldn't the hospital just, for responsibility's sake have like examined her, you
Right,
know, before
right.
just letting him haul her in the truck to this temple for the
Right.
cremation? Like, hey, why don't we make sure she's at like who did they even look? Did they even look in the coffin? Or were they just like, oh no, no, we
Are
can't
they
take
like, shouldn't they be like mandated reporters or something? Like,
right. Like, I don't know what the laws are over there, I'm sure different from here because it sounds like, you come to the hospital, with this supposedly deceased individual, that they at least have to examine to make sure the individual is deceased and, advise you on how to proceed from there. It doesn't seem like anyone did their diligence, starting with the brother, and then you get to the temple, and then like the crypt keeper, she's knocking from inside the coffin.
yeah.
And like, what do you even do from there? Like, assume she wakes up, right? And she starts asking all kinds of questions, like,
And it said that
you
she
know,
must have been
But
knocking for quite some time because her eyes
yeah,
were opened and she's knocking on the side.
I'm curious to know, she was literally on death's door, doesn't mean she died. So where is she? What is her current health status? Like, could it be like the next day? Is she gonna suffer more? Who knows?
Yeah, where are they now? I definitely want to know how this one
Someone should take a trip or something.
yeah, Scotty, can you keep tabs on this one
Yeah,
for
I'll try to contact her. We can get an interview.
yeah, also I don't know if anyone heard that, but absolutely accidentally said stupid nudes instead of stupid news. Sorry, I just got some things on the brain. What can I say?
Nudes are never stupid.
No, well, no, they could be. They could be.
That's true. That is true.
Depending the
How
circumstances
it's, yes.
they were shot and distributed. Yeah.
Touche.
Yeah. But yeah, stupid nudes
Oh,
is
so hold on.
Yeah.
So I just did a quick Google search.
oh,
Not only does it look like apparently she suffered from
It's
hypoglycemia,
sugar.
low blood sugar, which is why she seemed unresponsive.
Still gotta check the
But it
pulse.
does say the outcome. The temple covered her medical expenses. She was sent to a hospital for treatment, meaning she survived the incident. Um, yeah. So it looks like she's alive.
I'm back at work.
and, pro
And
and
hopefully
probably
suing her brother.
yeah, I was gonna say probably very unhappy with her brother right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rift. There's a rift
Yeah.
going.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
Yep. Well, like, well, off you go. Like that's yeah. This is good. You are back.
That is stupid.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That
Yeah, I
definitely.
saw this and I was like, yeah, I got it. I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
back, baby.
That is a solid stupid news. It is both stupid and news. Good work.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, boss.
Yeah. Speaking of unresponsive, here's Lucky snoring back here. You see him in a heap. Yeah,
Aw.
this is how he sleeps. I don't know how that's comfortable, but you know, just a heap of
No
cat.
judgment.
Yeah, whatever you do, you lucky duck. Oh, my son. That's my son back there. Anyway, well, good job, Scotty. That was riveting.
Thanks.
Yes, and I look forward to a potential part two later on. In
Yeah,
the new
we'll see. This brother seems like he can do all kinds of stuff that.
yeah. I don't think his stupid days are behind him. I'll put it
No,
that.
no.
So hopefully we see a sequel in the new year, but before we get to the new year, let's talk about the current year, the old year, the year that's been going on for about 12 months. And we alluded to some of this, of course, in the opening segment, but I have two very powerful questions for the group here as we wind down the greatest year, 2025. At least it's been that for me. I don't know about y'all. But the first question I want to ask everybody is looking back on your year, what are you most proud of about 2025?
Hmm.
I don't want to answer first because I asked the question.
What if we make you answer first while we
Think.
I,
contemplate?
I mean, you can, as long as I'm not like the guy to be like, "What's yours?" I'll go first. Like, I don't want to do that.
No, no,
No,
no. You
no.
can go
And
first.
okay, all right, cool. You know, it's kind of there's been a lot of great stuff in 2025, as I won't shut up about to anybody who has ears, but I will say I think the thing I'm proudest of on a personal level, I'll do a personal and professional level. Professional is easy and probably less long-winded. I mean, just the year we've had, right? The opportunities we've had, the way we've gone out and, just delivered our best to those opportunities. I mean, again, I think in NOLA Musicon at the end of October when we had the whole maybe not the whole squad down there, but a good portion of the squad down there, and everybody showed up and showed out. And it just shows like what it means to build a community that shows up together and really is interested not only in their own success but in the success of the ecosystem around them. And so I'm really proud of us for that, and I'm proud of everything that it took to get there. Throughout the year and throughout the past 12. Professionally, definitely look forward to more experiences like that in 2026. We'll get to that, as a two-parter, the second part of this two-part question later, as far as what we're looking forward to. Um, Personally, I mean, the way I learned to set boundaries and really be intentional about the energy that's allowed around me. This has been definitely a year for me where from the start, I had to set boundaries. I had to say, yep, this situation's for me. Nope, this situation isn't for me. This is bringing me closer to what I want. This is taking me further away, and do less of the things that aren't for me and were taking me further away. And that was, from the start of the year. Like as you both know, I had to pretty much the first week of 2025 tell somebody I'm focusing in this direction. I'm not focusing in your direction anymore. And that wound up being the best decision I made all year because it freed up my focus and allowed me to channel whatever residual negative energy I felt from that situation into creating new experiences and into everything that was coming up, which at the time was finishing the book and getting ready for South by. And from those experiences, like so much has happened, right? Including, things on the professional end, but also personally, by taking my energy back for myself and by learning to set boundaries and by, going about and just, allowing myself to live life, I feel like for the first time, really, since I took the leap from corporate America, and honestly, probably before that, because then you had COVID, right? Like, I just allowed myself to just become immersed in my surroundings. And, like, I tell people all the time, I've been in Nashville 7 years as of a couple weeks ago. This is really the first time over the past year where I felt like I have roots here. I think it always kind of felt to me like, a long business trip. It didn't really feel like I had like I could have just picked up and left anytime. You know what I mean? But now it feels like, I love where I live. I love the neighborhood. I love the little haunts that I go to, 5 Points Pizza down the street, Low Bar, of course, for karaoke every single week, sometimes more than once a week. Like I love being able to stop into these little places and get to know these people and like feel like I'm a part of the neighborhood here. It reminds me, I think a lot of like when I lived in Bethlehem, right, where I had that there and still have that there, right? It's nice to be able to go there and still have that, like I'll be doing as of release day. I'm currently driving up, right, to go, immerse myself in some home cooking for a couple weeks, right? But it's also nice to know that after this trip for the holidays, I'm coming back into the Nashville version of the same situation. And it's all because I finally got intentional about just the energy that's allowed in my sphere. I got intentional about the boundaries I will set. And I just frankly started doing more to enjoy life, in the process of all this crazy stuff that's been happening. And mostly, if not all good crazy, certainly in terms of UMC and all things associated, like it's been the best year for us. And, it's only the tip of the iceberg. And I believe that. And we'll get into that in a second, like I said. But I think for me, like, you know, being able to just immerse myself in life has, given me that nice little reprieve and that sense of balance from the day to day of things, the grind of things, right? Because no matter how much you love something, you're gonna need to just, take a step back, see the forest for the trees every once in a while,
Yep.
right? And I love this, I think, more than I ever have. But it's also good to just like be able to not attach so much of my identity to it, right? And to be able to have other parts of my identity that I'm starting to, kind of lay down some roots, establish, whether that's here, whether it's back home, wherever it is. Um, so yeah, it's been, I think, I've come to the realization that, when you take the leap as I have and you're a full-time entrepreneur, self-employed, what have you, that there is no such thing as work-life balance. It's just all of these things are components of your life, and it's a matter of bringing them together in a harmonious way with each other, if that makes sense, rather than being
Yeah,
like,
I never
okay,
thought of it like that. That's interesting.
yeah,
It's
I
neat.
think like we put so much pressure on ourselves, right? To be like, okay, I'm going to shut it off at a certain point. Well, sometimes you got to work in the 14-hour day, you know,
Right. Right.
but sometimes you only get maybe 3, 4 hours of work in, and the rest you got to spend doing other stuff. And that's fine because it's all help it's all helping to keep the engine running, right? Because
Hmm.
you are the engine, and therefore you need to be able to have a full enough cup in all these areas in order to be effective. If one piston,
It sounds like you found a new sense also of belonging. Like you feel like, hey, this is my home. Like these are my like more, it's a more deeper connection, which is
it
really
is.
nice, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I think like the more I separated myself from what wasn't working relationally, environment wise, what have you, the more it's opened me up to what's actually available to me here. Because I think for close to 7 years, I had a very stunted view of what Nashville is. I had a very like siloed kind of tunnel vision view of what it is. And it wasn't always great based on the environment, based on some of the characters that have kind of,
Come
come
across.
in and out and the ways that I've perhaps interacted with those characters. And the more I've kind of just set limits on that, or maybe just removed myself from certain situations, the more I've opened myself up to possibility, but also the more I feel comfortable just leaning into who I am and not trying to gain the approval of somebody else. Right. And when you just lean into who you are, yeah, there are going to be people who have a problem with that. I had a few of those come up this year. I don't really care because the people it's for are down with it. Right. They're down with it, and you are each other's people. And that's where you really start to build a tribe and community and lay down those roots. And so, I'm happy that I finally done that because there were absolutely times over the past 7 years where I almost gave up and went home,
Yep.
and to know that 7 years in, I feel better about being here than I ever have. And I feel the strongest sense of like, we're doing the thing that I ever have, like, and I think a strong sense which is also coming from an informed place. It's never been that combination because when we started the show, I had that strong sense, but it wasn't coming from an informed place at all. It's just we're going to be on Sirius XM in 6 months because we're good at this. We're still not on Sirius XM. Not saying we won't be one day, but we're still not there. And that's fine because like now I know exactly what this is. I know exactly who I am, and I know how those things come together to create something cool. And I don't think I've ever really had the sense of that I do right now. And when you allow yourself those steps back to see the forest for the trees, but you also allow yourself the chance to cut out what isn't working or at least limit it, it's going to open you up to what will. And so proud of myself for at the ripe old age of 38 finally getting that memo this year.
Mazel. Well done.
So yeah, awesome. All
Thank you.
right. Well,
Me? Mine is so I personally, I think what I'm proud of myself is my continued determination. Like I said, I was on a health journey. I took a few, months off, which I'm back on now. But I really, for most of 2025, stuck to being disciplined and but yet allowing myself to indulge, but having a healthy balance, really just doing it for myself and to be healthy and for my family. Um, for most of the year, like that was definitely, uh, that's that I'm proud of myself for that. And it took a lot of, dedication and
hard work.
hard work. Yeah, and if I slipped, I had to get back on, which is the hardest part. Um, so when it comes to my health, I'm the most proud of myself. I'd like to think that I'm doing a good job as being, a wife and mother. I I know I'm not perfect, and I have a lot to work on, in terms of just maybe my reactions and being more laid back and just letting things, you know, um,
Wait, we haven't gotten to that part yet of what you want to work.
oh, okay, so this is a foreshadowing of what we'll be talking about. But yeah, and also my work at my job, I think that I've really, I do well there and make a difference to my students. And yeah, it's simple, but it's effective. So
Yeah,
I'm happy
yeah,
with that.
yeah. I mean, it's all about, ta making progress and whatever that progress looks like for
Right.
you. And Scotty went into the void for a second
I
there.
went to, I
Yeah,
coughed
what
and
is
I
that?
Yeah,
disappeared.
yeah, he disappeared. He just faded into the background. Um, but no, I'm proud of you, El.
Oh, thank you.
Let's
That
give
means
you
a
a round
lot.
of applause.
Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause. By the way, this like thing behind me, this right above my head, I keep thinking that that's a tuft of hair sticking up, and it's not. It's part
What
of
is
that
it? Oh,
spoon
And it's
adorning the.
floating through the sky.
Yeah, but anyway, sorry.
looks like a ponytail in a sense, like an up.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cute.
hmm Yeah. So sometimes I do have some strays, just
Huh.
all over the place.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Well, all right, Scotty, you can't stall anymore.
No, I think I'm
Tell
good.
him, Scotty.
I'm proud of my family. And even though the girls are at an age where they're giving us the runaround and they are exhausting, it's the little things like hearing from the Pebbles teacher, um,
How great she's doing.
how amazing she is. And the only thing she needs to work on is slowing down her writing so it's more legible. Other than that, she's sweet, she's smart, she's social, she's
Sensitive.
sensitive, she's everything that you want in a child.
Mhm.
And the little Pebble, are they both Pebbles? I don't remember what we're
They're both
calling them.
pebbles, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The younger Pebble, the smaller Pebble, is,
She's a bam bam.
yeah, she is, she's amazing and she's smart.
You know what? I'm sorry to interrupt. Reference wise,
Uh-huh.
Pebbles, and Bam Bam.
Oh yeah,
Oh
Pebbles and
yeah,
Bam
Pebbles
Bam.
and Bam
Look at
Bam.
that.
yeah.
That's what we
Well,
should
there
call
we
her,
Um,
Bam
go.
Bam.
Maybe it's the pebble and Bam Bam from now on.
Pebble and Bam
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
So Bam Bam is um she is the most strong 3-year-old I think I've ever met.
Strong-willed.
Strong-willed, stubborn. If she could say no and give you the finger at the same time, if she knew what that is, she would. Um, but that being said, she is the sweetest, funniest,
She's so funny.
cutest kid,
hmm
and I wouldn't change it for the world. And I think we raised really good kids. And they always say better that your kids are well behaved outside of your home than,
That's true.
it's a good thing that they behave outside. And they do. And
Yeah.
they're the
Yeah.
best. And even at their most difficult,
Just
they're
hearing mommy, I'm sorry to interrupt again. Just like, mommy, I love you. Daddy, I love
yeah,
you. Like that's
out of
just
nowhere. Just because. And just having, just putting them to bed and they call you back in for an extra hug, even though it's like, come on, just go to bed. I will never turn down an extra hug if they ask. And one
Yeah.
day, like
don't
you said, your nieces and nephews, they're all grown up. Sometimes they're not even around. Like
Right.
not they're not all grown up, but you know what I'm saying.
they're more
Yeah.
important than
So
us.
it's, I really do try to cherish those moments and really take it in because I know that sooner than later, you know, they're not gonna
Yeah.
be all lovey-dovey like they are.
Well,
So
and even if they are, like, it's just they're starting to have lives of their own.
yeah,
Just
it's a different. They want,
Yeah.
yeah. Now
Independence.
it's all about us. And
yeah.
that's also something that
We
I need to work on.
we'll talk about
Yes.
that for our future
Yeah.
goals.
Mhm.
But I'm very proud of the family that Elle and I have raised.
Yeah. And you've raised it, so you should be proud of yourself. So Quinn Spinn
Yes.
round of
Thank
applause.
you.
You're wonderful. You're brilliant. Do you understand?
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Put it in the program.
Put it in the program. But yeah, a side note, it sounds like Uncle Quinn has a hand gesture to teach Bam Bam next time I'm there,
Yeah,
since he
please
doesn't know
don't.
what it is. So
Yeah, I mean,
oh,
she might for all I
I got
know.
you. I got you. I'll take care of it.
All
Don't
right,
worry.
Chief. Thank you.
But
Appreciate
because
it.
I get to run away and not deal with it.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Exactly.
that's like how the like flag football, touch football. You have the all-time quarterback. I'm just the all-time
No.
uncle.
He
I'm just
doesn't
everyone's
understand what you just said.
So, okay, Scotty. So, but you do well, right? You know
Layman's terms, please.
sports. So basically, if you're playing like a game of touch or flag football with the boys and girls or whoever, right? If you have an odd number of players, then like you'll just assign somebody to be the quarterback for both teams,
Oh,
the all
okay. I get
quarterback.
it.
So I'm just the all-time uncle, you know.
Gotcha.
So I'm the one that
Everybody's uncle.
riles them up,
Right.
gives them
Like
way too much,
first
junk
cousins.
food to eat, teaches them things you don't want them to know, and then I run away.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Deal.
Ask my sister. I've been doing it for years. Yep, yep. And
Oh,
now,
speaking of, because it just reminded me, was it two stupid newses ago? I did the guy who had fun with himself at the System of a Down concert.
the
Yeah,
guy who
That was
cranked
at the
his
show we
hog.
were at.
it
Yes.
was. That's what
It
I thought.
was, yeah.
Yep. The
That
guy who
was
cranked his hog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
this, because I have a picture of her and I doing it
oh
at the
yes.
concert that we sent to you, and
Oh,
that's her picture that comes up on my phone, which is why I got that. That was where the association came in.
I was gonna say, how did the Ace of Face
That
factor in?
that that's why. Because when
Like, was
Lindsay,
one hand here and was the other
when
hand,
Elle calls me, that picture comes up of her doing that.
oh, good.
So
Mhm.
that's the association.
Amber and I still do the Ace of Face every chance we get whenever we're in public. And that's the thing. Like, they will grow and they will kind of drift from you a little bit. They do leave the nest and get their own lives, but like, it's the foundation you're laying now that's going to keep that relationship
Yeah.
and that love strong.
Yeah.
Like,
You make
when
them want to come back.
what's
No,
that?
family, I mean, not just us, but extended family and
Yeah.
it's
It's so
it's
important.
and I feel like that's been established since day one and they know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even so, like us growing up
Yeah.
at that, when we got older, we're like, oh, it's all about going out and you have to see your friends and be social and popular and all that. Like in the end, it's your family.
Family's all you have.
That's who's going to be there. And not in all cases. Some
Yeah.
people, you make a what do they say? Family by chance. No,
Chosen
family
family.
by what is
Chosen
it?
family. Chosen family.
Yeah, your chosen
Yeah.
family.
Mhm.
Right.
Family by blood, family by choice.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's so not it. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, it
Yeah.
is. No, it is. That's absolutely it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your chosen family are the family who are not blood related, but they are family to you.
Right.
Right. Right.
Just like us, guys.
Yeah.
Aw,
Like us. Oh, what a heartwarming episode this is.
it really is. I feel like the
This is
Brady
so
Bunch.
heartwarming. Yeah, don't worry. The inappropriate world's going to come in and clear all that up
Yes.
in a few
Oh, it
minutes.
will.
But no, this is wonderful. Yeah. So let's move on to question number two then.
Hmm.
And I realize I might be answering this first again, but I'm going to try not to. I'm going to defer to you
That's
first. What is your biggest hope, dream, goal for 2026? What would you like to see happen by the end of 2026 that would make your year success complete?
I'll go.
All right.
Professionally, I would like to move up in my job. I would like to
move up
move
the
up,
ranks.
move up the ranks. I feel like in the little over a year that I've been there, I've made a big impact, and I've been told that by my supervisors and my directors. And I feel like there are opportunities that I can take the reins of. And I that's my goal to be able to, even if it's a little rung on the ladder. Um, I just want to move up a little bit.
Forward progress.
Yeah.
Forward progress.
So, I mean, it's cliche. Everybody wants to move up and do more, but I feel like my time is coming.
Your time is now.
My time is now.
Your time is not up.
It's not
Can't see.
like John Cena next week.
Yeah. Well, 2 days ago as of release.
Oh,
Right.
yes, yes.
Yeah. By the way, sidebar, and then we can get back to it. Thoughts on Gunther as the last opponent?
I don't like it. I think they should have had a younger upstart. I mean, I know he is younger compared to other members of the roster, but I feel like he should have given the opportunity that he had when he came in to somebody in the same position. I feel like there's a lot of NXT guys that should have taken that position. Uh, yeah, I'm not thrilled. I don't know what happened because it hasn't happened yet. But right now, I think Gunther, I think he's great, and I really enjoy him.
Yeah.
Just don't think he should be seen as last opponent. I think it should
Yeah.
have been like a Javon Evans or uh, Carmelo Hayes,
Mhm.
somebody young and hungry and that's earned it, but also hasn't gotten that big push that
Yeah.
Cena got when he came in with Kurt Angle.
I agree.
Like handing him
Establish,
the baton kind of thing.
Yeah,
yeah, establish a new star because here,
yeah,
like, nothing against Gunther at all. Like, he's been phenomenal, but he doesn't need the rub.
no,
Like,
he
he was
doesn't.
Intercontinental Champion for like 2 years,
Yeah,
then he was World Champion twice.
yeah,
Like, he's
doesn't
already
need it.
established as like a top guy, right? Like, he
Yeah,
doesn't need the rub. Now, I'm sure it was a great match. Again, we're recording before it happens, and we're releasing after, so we don't know. But I'm sure it was because those two are pros, right?
right.
But like even somebody like an LA Knight who like has been knocking on that door of the main event
Yeah,
scene
yeah,
and like, really use that moment,
yeah.
like I don't understand in that context the decision to have Gunther go over
Same.
because LA Knight like hasn't had that signature like I'm here, I'm main event
Yeah,
level. I just
he's
retired.
this close. He's been this close for what? A
Yeah.
year?
Yeah, it's like the boiling bubble simmering underneath the lid of the
Hmm.
pot, but it hasn't boiled over and it won't boil over. And it's
Yeah,
frustrating as a fan to
yeah,
watch. It's not his fault. It's the booking, right?
yeah,
So, like, Gunther, nothing against him. Nothing against him at all.
yeah,
Great worker, loves, respects the business. Like, on paper, one of the best guys you could have do the honors, right? But just in terms of where he is in his career, I don't think he needs the moment.
right.
I'm happy for him that he's having
Yeah,
the moment, right? But I don't think he needs it. And LA Knight could use that moment.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I am
So
happy
wait,
that
Al, for context, when John Cena debuted, nobody knew who he was. And he came out and challenged Kurt Angle and just beat the hell out of him and got respect from everybody. But nobody knew who he was. He was not established. He was never on WWE TV. He came out of the locker room. People didn't know him. So I thought this was going to be the same kind of thing where he's going to give a young upstart that really could use
Push.
the rub and the push, and it's not.
yeah. By the
And
way,
he's
that Undertaker handshake
Yeah,
backstage after Cena
yeah,
fits Angle, I found out recently that was real. That was a
yeah.
real
No, I
moment
know.
that we captured. Yeah, that wasn't
Yeah,
planned.
I know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
could yeah.
But that being said, the past few matches John Cena's had have been stellar. So
Yeah, he's emptying the
who knows?
tanks. He's still got it, but
Yeah,
he knows to go out on top,
yeah.
like Barry Sanders, who you also don't know because that's football. But
I know the name.
yeah, went out on top.
I know
Found
Colonel Sanders.
close
You
enough.
can, you
Richard
can
Sanders.
you can tell. You can't say.
God, I can't say names on this. It's been take
Anyway,
that.
I don't even know what happened.
It's
No,
okay.
nothing.
Okay. Okay.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Scotty, did you have anything to add to your hopes and dreams, or
No,
somebody
I
else?
just well, I hope, again with the kids and the family that I have around me that we continue to shine, and I I hope the Bam Bam does not learn the middle finger
She's so well.
Well,
by 2026 or
well,
2027.
She will.
well. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I usually come up there around August, so
Listen, she the other day she did something, and not only did I just picture her giving, she was so defiant. I pictured her just going, "Who the fuck do you think I am?" Like along with the finger. Like she is so damn stubborn, but she's
mhm,
so damn cute.
yeah.
So
So
she gets away with a lot. That
Yeah,
cuteness really works to her advantage.
really
mhm,
does.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So my goals and my wishes. Okay, so you have your realistic and unrealistic. You
Mhm.
know, listen, I would love to travel more. Um,
That'll happen.
that will
We're
happen.
traveling 3 times this year.
Yes, we are actually. But I
Ooh.
mean, in terms of, I guess I should do it for 2027 then.
Okay.
Where it's more, we're going away with my mom and, my sister, and then, his family.
And we
Um,
have a
and then we have a
wedding.
wedding. So, but like so that in 2027, I would like to do something with us and the kids or just us. Um, and I'd also, and that being said, financially it's not so easy because kids are expensive and, bills are, and
New
life
York.
is expensive and our taxes are expensive and, so to have more opportunity to do that where we can afford it or we can make it happen without us, you know, kind of adding up debt, that'd be great. Uh, I would like more time. I don't know if this is realistic at all. I mean, I'm sure many couples say it is, but I would like more time with my husband to connect because a lot of the time it's spent, we've got a full-time parenting and they need us.
Mhm.
So we could be start like just today. I wanted to sit next to him. They were eating snack in the kitchen. I went next to Scotty to sit on the couch trying to connect. And 2 seconds later, one of them was in, and then so that eh, makes it a little bit tough. Um, my third thing is, and this is something that, you know, you kind of have to, can't just say it. This takes work, but to be more present in the moment and not let my emotions and stress get the best of me. Um, because it does. And I've seen that in 2025, especially where, where it be work, where it just be, the kids and their needs and demands and just, it brings you to a
You
point
let it
where
consume you.
exactly. And instead of just reacting, I need to start thinking, you know, more positive and just enjoying and being present and just saying like, I have this family. I should be, I'm grateful. Be more grateful and realize that like this is gonna end one day where they're gonna just want, like we said, like they're gonna want to spend all their time with us. And I need to just be more grateful and not not be all negative about what's happening in terms of behavior and I mean listen, you want your kids to listen, but they're still young.
Yeah, yeah. There's always going
But
to be
again,
time.
that's stepping back and taking it in and thinking about what's worth using that negative energy on.
Right. Health
It's not easy.
is good health, and that's something we should be focusing on, the fact that we have that, the fact that we live in a we have a house, we need to be more grateful. Easier said than done. um Less wound try not to get the stress uh to eat at me as much. So
Yeah,
hopefully it can be done. We'll see. Let's hope see in 2027.
yeah. We'll see. We'll see on
That's probably
the
when
year.
she'll be back.
Yeah, the year in review episode next year. Yeah, we'll track those goals. We'll track
Yes.
those goals.
Along with the Thai woman.
Yeah, yeah. We have a lot to follow up on future episodes, for sure. Between that and yeah, today's stupid news. Um, you know, professionally, it's like, where do you go after the best year ever, right? But I mean, I feel like there's still so much to tap into, right? In future years. I feel like 2025 really established a lot of new precedents, really illuminated a lot of new possibilities, and helped oh, I dropped my chapstick on the floor. I'm not going to pick that up now, even though it's bothering me to see it down there because, it was in my hands and I was fidgeting with it. I'll just fidget with this happy hour chip that I got from Low Bar instead the other night.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Yeah, I still have a free drink waiting whenever I go to Low Bar next between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m. Monday to
All
Friday
right.
here in Nashville. Good friends of the show. But anyway, it's been such a monumental year, but I feel like there's still so much growth, to happen, and I want to see that growth continue. I want more opportunities, not just for the platform, but for our artists. Again, they went down in New Orleans and like it just opened up a whole new world of possibility as far as what we can go and accomplish together in this ecosystem, right? I think it's more important than ever to build real communities, right? In this world of, where AI is trying to take over everything, and the robots are not going to be happy hearing me say that, but it's the truth, man. Like, there's a lot of human connection that gets lost in that, but I also feel like there's this demand for more human connection. And one thing I want to see us do is take our community and have it impact more communities. And of course, like we know we'll be back in New Orleans. I know I'll be back in Bethlehem at least a couple times in 2026. I'm heading back there right now as we speak, as this is released, right? Like I know we'll be up at Palooza again. Like I want to see all of that take a step forward, and I want to see the path of sustainability for everybody within this independent music ecosystem come clear into view, right? I want us to find more opportunities. I want everybody to find more money. I want everybody to, be able to grow, in the way that they envision. And I want UMC and this show and whatever else to be a part of that. And so, we're working on that right now. It's teasing on social media. Not any. I was hoping to be ready to announce official plans on this episode, but we're looking at different facilities. We're looking at a facility, or two for more of the office type work, workshops, meetings, that kind of thing. And then we're also looking at a dedicated creative space that we're going to have available for our folks here in Nashville. And I'm excited for what we're going to be able to build from there once that's all locked in, right? And I just hope for more growth. I hope for more opportunities. I hope to be able to travel more. And, but it's not just hope, because I think one thing I've learned too is like hope's not a strategy, right? Like
Right.
there has to be action toward that, and so like, continuing to foster and develop the relationships that we've developed, not just here in town, but elsewhere, and continue to build these pipelines out. Like I just want to see things continue to take a step forward. And that's vague, right? But because the answers show themselves as you have conversations. I'm very much after this year about leaning into what happens organically and not trying to force anything, not trying to like press for anything. If it's not the right time or just not the right situation overall, all right, that's for somebody else, right? And so I want these, relationships that we've built, within the UMC community and also adjacent to it, like I want to keep fostering those relationships because we have some really solid people just across the board doing this good work for the right reasons, putting creators at the center of what's happening within their ecosystems. And I want to continue to be not just a part of that conversation, but to continue to impact it and drive it forward because I feel like we've done a lot this year as part of the greater whole. And so that's something that I want to see continue to happen. It's been an absolute dream of a year. When I was in Charlotte for Confluence, I realized like, I was getting ready to move to Nashville. I wanted to be able to wake up with purpose every day, and I wanted to be able to show up to life however I needed to, whenever I needed to. And that was proof positive that I've got that life. Maybe the money's not quite there yet. That's definitely something else I want to work on for 2026 is sustainability, revenue, continuing to find ways to grow and scale. And that's going to allow us to do more too, right? From a financial sense, from a pure business sense, right? But I realized in Charlotte, I was at this conference in this gorgeous downtown hotel, getting ready to speak in a couple of days and having a chance to connect with folks. Then right after that, I got to head up to New Jersey for Amber Sweet 16. Same kid who on her ninth birthday told me, you got to move there. It's going to be good for you. You should go. Like completely selfless, And I got to then years later show up for that kid. And just like I wanted to be able to always do, no matter where I was, I wanted to be able to make that time and do it. And it's like, I've got the life I want, and so that kind of bleeds into the personal end of things. How do I continue to develop that life? Right. And I mean, I think the thing, honestly, I love my life right now. Like, I love what I get to do. I love my little traditions and routines. My weekly trek down to Low Bar to sing a few songs. I want to lean more into that because I feel like my voice is as strong as it's been all year. Kind of effed it up last night, singing "Feeling Good" by Michael Bublé, but it'll be fine in a day or two. Went a little too hard. But like, I want to be able to just continue leaning into this life that I'm building, and I want to, add to it where it makes sense. Again, not, forcing anything. But like, I've been single for a while. I'm almost 40. I'll be 39 in March. At what point
Ladies.
hold on, because no, because it's not just anyone, you know? And that's the thing is I'm very intentional. Again, I want to continue being very intentional about the energy I'm allowing in because no more train wrecks, no more situationships, no more pick-me's. Like, are you on top of your thing and do you have your own life and where does that fit into mine? Right? And, like at this point, I've never been the type for a casual thing, which is probably a big reason why I've been single for so long. There's at this point in my life, there's nothing casual about it, right? Um, it's like I'm gonna be 40, like we doing this or not? Is there a chance that this becomes the thing? Because if not, like let's not waste each other's time, right? So, but I think too with that, and this is getting deeper than, maybe I even, should on this episode, or at least that's what my brain tells me, is, I have some significant work to do as far as being able to trust again in that area of my life, because I just don't after what happened last year. And it's a hurdle for me to jump over. Because like I'm not gonna lie to you, I go down to Low Bar and I have this whole like gimmick now where I where I button down with the tie and jeans, and if it's the red and blue tie, I got my red and blue chucks on too. I have this whole gimmick. I've been dressing nicer. I don't just go down, t-shirt and shorts like every other bro. And I like not to brag, but I'm noticing a lot more female attention. I'm noticing it because of the way I'm carrying myself. And when I get it though, I do nothing with it. I just I just, oh, hi. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Like I keep it short. I don't really engage. It's like there's this
On
blocker.
purpose?
Because he doesn't trust.
No,
Oh,
quasi,
because
because I think like it's a self-protection thing where
yeah,
like I don't really like I see somebody trying to connect with me and I kind of start going the other way because I don't want to deal with what I've dealt with,
yeah,
And not to play the victim, but last year was pretty fucked up and I don't want to
yeah,
experience that again,
yeah,
especially knowing everything else that I have going. Like, so I have this, I'm kind of stuck between this mentality of like, my life's going so well. Do I really need the distraction of it right now? Versus, well, the right relationship will be an enhancement, not a distraction. But, in certain ways, I'm afraid to roll the dice. And that, rolling of the dice starts with connecting with other humans. And like, I think I connect well with other humans in every other area of my life. But that one, when I sense somebody's interest, I'm like, well, what's this
yeah,
over here? I need to get past that hurdle. And I think going out, again this year for the first time in a while, like making sure that I actually like leave the house and, do something other than work has been really helpful. But like, I want to take another step to where I'm actually like opening myself up to that connection because it's somewhere in the process of that will be the right one,
yeah,
right? And that probably is a conversation for a therapist. So that might be another goal is to, commit the resources to that because
You have
I
to
know,
letting yourself become vulnerable again.
yeah, and I know therapy is important. It's just,
therapy's
something
good.
Yeah.
I've always kicked down the road because I'm so busy doing everything else. So maybe that's part of it too, is like, really having that objective third party who I'm paying to listen to me complain about things, and offer me some solutions,
Yeah,
because like another thing I don't want to do, because we're all adults with busy lives, is just like, you know, overload my friends and family with whatever I'm experiencing, within that realm of my life or not experiencing as a result of my own walled offness,
yeah,
so breaking down that wall in a personal context is really important because I think yeah, again, it's always a roll of the dice, and you never know. Like, it never works out until one does work out, right?
Right.
And, I think I just need to focus less on the, 0% success rate in terms of, pushing it across the finish line, as it were, and focus more on, okay, next at bat, next try, next opportunity. Like, how am I going to like just let myself be in the moment of it, like not overthink it, not worry about saying or doing the right or wrong thing, and just continue to just lean into the sense of self that I've found, and when somebody is clearly expressing interest, let them, you know,
Yeah.
and open to it, and not think this person has been sent here to destroy me. I must run away. Like,
That's the
yeah,
only way you're gonna, you need to get yourself out there. I hate to say it, like use that term so freely. Like,
But I get it. It's easier said than done.
yeah,
I before I met Elle, I got cheated on a lot, and it took me a long time to trust and to, you know, get myself back to the point where I was able to be there and be, an interest of anybody. But
yeah,
I get it. It's not easy. It's not easy.
yeah. It's funny because like when when we got to New Orleans that night, um, Foundation, who you met, Scotty, half of the
Mm,
Healers, he and I
mm,
went out to the Quarter, to the French Quarter. We were at Cat's Meow for karaoke. Because go figure, I find the first karaoke bar I can whenever I'm somewhere. And there was this woman that kind of just like came screaming in and like walked right over to me, started chatting me up, and I was very like, mm-hmm. Just very like, mm-hmm. And then I turn to Foundation. I'm like, this happens to me at least once a week at Low Bar. And honestly, I just can't bring myself to care right now. Like, I'm
people.
good.
Do you know how many people would, you know, kill to be in that position where you have like where you're not the one going up to them necessarily, you're having people come to you? Like that's a big deal.
Like, I
It's half the
feel
battle.
I feel
yeah.
almost like braggadocious saying this, but I notice looks all the time. And then I have at least one person who shoots their shot every week. And it's because it's the aura of Sexy Boy Saturday, which Scotty I
Right.
explained to you.
Every week I get a text.
Do you know what day it is? I said, do you know what day it is? I don't want to do it too loud because it'll trick out my mic, but you get the idea.
Yes,
But
yes.
like I like the opportunities there to like meet somebody who could be pretty cool. It's just I haven't gotten to the point where I think I feel ready for that yet, both emotionally and also like I'm grinding it out right now. I'm crushing it, but also at what point do you start to lean on your busy schedule as a crutch?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would say personal goals, that's top of the list in 2026 is to finally, you know, get the monkey off my back and, start to enjoy that area of my life again because it's been,
Get the monkey off my back and put a woman on it.
A woman on your
Hey
back.
now. I don't know. I'm trying to let
I thought you were going to go with another body part.
I don't
Yeah,
Monkey off my
All
back
right.
and
Anyway, forget it.
fill in the
it's
blanks,
okay.
everyone. Fill in the blanks. All right, let's move on
I
now.
tried. Hit and a
All right,
miss.
anybody have anything else for this hopes, dreams, wishes before we
No.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
I hope everyone's resolutions and everyone's wishes come true for the new year. Amen.
and put
Amen.
your answer those questions in the comments of this episode, by the way. What are you proudest of from 2025?
Yeah.
And what would you like to see for yourself in 2026? We want to know.
I hope all of us get those wishes come true the next time Elle is here.
Mhm.
Yeah. By this time next year, all of our dreams will come true. Anyway,
Happy holidays.
happy holidays.
What song do we hear that you said you were thinking of the Quinn in the car?
Oh
It's
God.
one of your, not Company. Was it Company? Yeah,
Was
it
it
was
It was
happy?
Company.
company.
It was
Oh,
Company. We thought of
oh,
you.
company.
Company.
I was thinking about that the other day, how I would just hold out that note and just piss you off all the time.
That was. One heck of a performance and show.
It was
Good
it was
times.
something. It was something. That was my last show at CCM.
Me
I
too.
was, I will say, I was telling somebody about how great our Les Mis production was the other day, though.
Hmm.
Like, because we had got on the topic of theater, and like it dawned on me, like that was
It's pretty epic.
like, and to no disrespect to anybody else, I think that was far and away the most talented cast I was ever
Yeah,
around. Like,
100%.
it was an honor to be ensemble in that show.
Yeah,
Like, it was so good. Like, I didn't care what role,
yeah.
just being a part of it, you felt like you were something.
I
Like,
was I was impressed when I went to see Scotty.
Yeah, that was when we first started
Yeah,
dating.
I was like, whoa. I was
with
very, very
Scotty, and
impressed.
then I was there, Big Daddy Dell, Drunk Uncle Lewis, that
Big
guy.
The old beggar
Speaking
man.
of Big Daddy Dell, I believe he's engaged.
Yes, I believe
Ooh,
you're correct.
So good
Mazel,
for him.
Mazel. We always
Awesome.
knew it.
Congrats,
We always knew
Dell.
it. We always
Where's
knew it.
Dell?
Where is Dell? Let's find Dell and send him this clip and congratulate him.
Yes.
Yeah. Something for your ears. I teased it on the last episode when I was telling my Shaggy story about how Shaggy gave me sage life advice earlier this year at Departure in Toronto. And
Yes,
he
that
just released this.
Shaggy.
Yes, Shaggy. Oh, yeah, Elle, I don't know if you know this story. So, Shaggy, so
This is pretty cool.
he gave a talk at the Departure conference in Toronto, and I went to it because it's freaking Shaggy. Why wouldn't I go and listen to Shaggy? Um, and it was actually a
Shaggy.
great talk. He's talking about how he came up in the industry and how, in the mainstream, like dance hall reggae music wasn't really on the map.
Right.
And he was able to like give those artists a pathway in. And toward the end, there was a Q&A. So at the end of the interview episodes now, I asked the question, if there's one lesson you would go back and teach your younger self when you were starting out, what would it be? And he gave me the most profound answer that I didn't know I needed at the time, because as you know, the first half of this year, I was trying to, again, create some distance from a situation, so I could focus on all the amazing things happening and the situation ship, let's say. And he pretty much told me like the energy around you doesn't lie, and it's either going to add to you or it's going to take away. And you need to really pay attention to that and become attuned to that and act accordingly. And then I remember him just looking over from the chair, looking me right in the eye when he concluded. He said, "Don't ever carry dead weight."
Hmm.
Just like I was actually able to use that NOLA when we were asked like a question about a milestone that we had achieved this year. And like I gave the answer of like, honestly, it's been setting boundaries. So similar to the answer I gave earlier to that question. And I at the end just looked the person who asked it right in the eye, just like Shaggy did. I said, "Don't ever carry dead weight." And the room was just kind of quiet for a sec. And then the next question came, and I'm like, "Yes, I, I paid Shaggy's advice forward. Bring it full circle for the year." But the reason Shaggy comes up because for something for your ears, he's got a new song out right now called "Boom Body" with
Mm.
Akon, and it is a banger. Adonia is also a featured artist on this track. And if you like some summery Caribbean sounding dance hall reggae type beats, you're gonna love Boom Body by Shaggy, Akon, and Adonia, out now. Shaggy's still releasing bangers here in 2025 as we
I'm
put in.
adding it to my playlist right now.
Yeah, it'll get you ready for a night out when and if you ever get to have one. I know with the youngins, it's kind of hard.
We will. That's part of our goals.
There you
Have a
go.
night out.
We're gonna hold you to it. And you know who else I'm gonna get to hold you to it? Coach McQuakes.
Hmm. I knew
He's
that was
also a life
coming.
coach now. He's also a life coach now.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
good luck to him.
He's got the secret to your seven-figure life. You just got to pay $4,000 a month.
Oh, okay.
One of
Well,
those life coaches.
again, another goal to be able to shuffle out 4,000 bucks just like that. One day,
For
soon.
Coach McQuakes' advice. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Coach McQuakes is Coach McQuakes. Anyway, I'll let him know you asked about him, and I'll have him reach out.
Yeah, tell him I said what's up. Tell him I said
Nope.
sup.
Sup. Sup.
Hmm.
You
That's what
up?
the kids say.
Mhm.
what's the kids say?
Yeah, sup.
They do say 6'7" a lot.
They
Yes,
do.
they do.
Oh, we
Yeah.
6,
hear that in our
7.
house.
Oh boy.
Wait, what's this? There's a
That
thing
they
with
do
it?
that
Yeah,
with
six,
it.
7.
Okay. This further proves my theory. And I think this was only a thing that was centralized to Long Valley Middle School in 2001. But 6'7" reminds me of something that we used to do in middle school. And it
Yeah.
was this. Ah. 6'7" is the new.
I'm
Okay. That
Yeah.
that,
never
that
seen
didn't make
them.
its way to Roxbury.
Or New York
Yeah.
by me.
As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass that down to my nephew Vincent when I'm up for
Do
Christmas.
it
I'm
one more
very
time.
We're gonna be like, hey, Vinny, you know 6'7"? Well, we had our own version, and it's this. And I'm gonna get him to start doing it, and it'll be as momentous as when Ric Flair passed the figure 4 down to the Miz, right? And we'll have a whole new generation of kids in northwestern New Jersey run around saying at each other.
Was that you just did it to each other?
It was just an expression of excitement or happiness or
Okay.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
6'7" means nothing.
No.
The near to
It had like
It's
I mean,
that at
literally
least
by
this
nature,
mean
it can't mean anything. It's not a word.
yeah, but it expresses excitement. This is like
This doesn't even express that.
there's nothing. It's just
Yeah.
two numbers. It
Well,
has no meaning.
nonetheless, I'm teaching him.
You should.
Okay.
He's
So how's it go?
Should.
Ah.
No.
ah, ah, ah.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna share this in my alumni group on Facebook. Hey, anybody remember this? Nobody will.
Oh. It's your turn.
My turn.
Oh yeah, it is your
Right.
turn. Hell's
All right.
inappropriate word.
It's
Making a
very inappropriate. It's
good.
been a while. I don't like the last part of the word, and I don't
Condone.
I don't condone, I don't take it lightly. It's a horrible thing, and I'm not
Proud of this.
not proud of this, and
And I will
I
say,
don't think
there's
this is
been a lot worse words that she has.
I just don't.
Not the worst.
That's true.
Not good, but it's not the
We're
worst.
we're further into adulthood though, so our
Yeah.
standard for terrible increases.
Go
Our
ahead.
threshold.
Let them have it.
Okay, my inappropriate word of the year is
Hey now, 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 stop. Quinn is nude.
that was it.
Happy holidays.
Man, we're gonna get kicked off of YouTube for that. Well, no. Oh
That's
boy.
I tried.
You
We
tried.
only let her on once a year.
Yeah. I mean, you brought the thunder, you made it for the last time. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Thank
I
you.
mean, yeah, that was definitely, yeah, that was, you could tell that was, there was a lot of build up to that, you did not disappoint.
I really put some thought into it and some effort and time.
Yeah. Research, a crack
The
team of
con-
research.
Only the
the
best.
contender against that was even worse, believe it or not.
It
Well,
was.
It was between two. No.
This one's better.
this one's
Really,
better
we'll
than
leave it at
that.
that. Well, yes, it really was.
This one was more appropriate, believe it or not.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it. Tell me off the air. Anyway, this has been the Quinn Spin, your review 2025. What a way to end the episode. And anyway, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more, as well as on the socials at Quinn Spin Official, 2 N's and Quinn, 2 N's and Spin, and UMCWorldwide.com, our central hub for all things independent music, creativity, community, and more. Also at UMC Worldwide on at least most of the socials. There might be one or two that's still UMC National. Find out, let me know, and I'll get that changed over ASAP. And make sure you join the underdogs. We've got a lot happening within the community. Of course, we're always hitting the road, getting on out there. And stay tuned for news on how that's happening. Also, spoilers. We're revamping the UMC Academy. Updates to come soon. So make sure you go to umcworldwide.com/academy to check in with those updates as well as the socials. And while you're there, you do have the chance to enroll in Brand Camp, which starts on January 12th, the week of January 12th. So go check that out. Again, umcworldwide.com/academy. Follow Jason DeShong on Instagram and then unfollow him, block him, and report him per his request. And where can we find you all on the
Scotty
socials?
Rock 77. on the good old Insta and X, and Quinn Spinn L, right? I think
Yeah,
you still have a X account.
that and I have an AOL account. So, but I'm not
Instant
gonna.
Messenger.
Yes,
Oh wow. Taking
yes.
it back. Taking it back. And at Gerard Longo 12 if you want to follow my personal Instagram as well. Rebel Nine's all I've become. Going to take us out like it brought us in. Grab some muffins on the way out.